Good afternoon. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network, a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. Educate, enlighten, entertain, mindfulness. And on today's episode of Scam DamNation, we are going to talk about the job scams that are out there for all you newly graduated college students, high school students, and maybe one or two a sprinkling of middle school, what we used to call junior high students. And it comes at a KOAT, and it was updated May 24th, so just in time for your folks when you graduated. The name of the article is Graduates Should Watch Out for Job Scams. And the Better Business Bureau rates these as the most dangerous scams for ages 18 to 34. So that should put you on guard. The person who wrote the article, his name is Hamilton Kahn, Kahn. And for all the connections, good or bad, that you can make on the internet, there are deceptive people online who will take advantage of you to get a job. And the old saying goes, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The National Consumer Correspondent, Amy Liu, reports that the Better Business Bureau is a good place for advice of how to avoid getting snookered, as he says, by one or more of these scams. According to the BBB spokesperson Melanie McGovern, job scams have increased and are primarily aimed at adults age 18 to 34, whom these are the most dangerous scams that can afflict you. When you get a job, you do have to give them your name, address, your social security, and bank account numbers, McGovern said. How else are you going to get paid? So that's why job scams are so tricky. Scammers reach out with emails, texts, or reputable sites like Indeed and LinkedIn. The BBB Scam Tracker has identified thousands of these scams on those sites. We have seen scam activity on social media sites asking for people to apply for jobs or offering them jobs on the spot, McGovern said. Fake recruiter profiles can be spotted if they're not coming from a legitimate company address. Another ruse is to watch out for is being asked to pay up front by check for equipment when in fact companies should provide you with what you need. Or they will send a check, then say they sent too much and want some of it back. If you do that and then learn that the check is fraudulent, you're out of luck. Banks are no longer refunding you for money that you're scammed out of. Getting a professional job is a professional process, and it should feel that way, McGovern said. You have to send your resume. There will be reference checks. There will be an in-person or virtual interview, McGovern said. It's not going to be done by messages or things like that. Those who come across a job scan should report it to the bbb.org/scam tracker and to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. So if you see something that sounds too good to be true and they give the name of the company, call up the company and ask them for their personnel department and find out whether indeed that job is real and whether or not how to go about securing that job position. Most of the time, they might interview by phone. A lot of the times they ask you to come in person. They give the address. You make an appointment. You walk in, and the rest is history. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a professional career. If you go through any other source, you may want to consider looking up on Google what are the recommended BBB, Better Business Bureau, suggestions for employment agencies that you can go through, whether it's a temporary or whether you are looking for a permanent job. And if you're an independent contractor and like to try to get a job with the company, my best bit of advice is to call them up and ask them who you should talk to. You want to get a job with them and you are an independent contractor. For the rules are quite different from an independent contractor than it is for somebody who's regularly employed, whether part-time or full-time. If you're an independent contractor, you take care of all your own taxes. You take care of your own health needs. Unless you go through an agency that represents independent contractors, and then they will tell you what they offer, or if you have to pay in addition. Finding a job these days requires you to use your little gray cells, as Perot used to say. It involves a little work on your part to find a job where you're not going to get scammed. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. And if you want to see this all over again, go over to passionatworldtalkradio.com, scroll down to State of Current Affairs, click on it. It'll take you to a web page. Click on the Google link, and it'll take you inside of youtube.com/PW Radio and PW Talk Radio. You can also listen to this going to our blog. So it'd be passionatworldtalkradio.com/blog. This program is brought to you by Ruby, RUBI.ai. Go over to AIwithlillian.com and I'll take you over to ruby.ai. There you can see a demonstration of the total app, and you also can read all the testimonials that are there. And then recognize that AI is not going to disappear. It's $1 trillion business. This is a for-profit company, the United States. It's looking to line its pockets. So it's here to say you might as well join the bandwagon and learn, because your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, the paper boy, all of them will be taking AI in school. Another company sponsoring us is Conscious Research Solutions, and you can find them at passionatworldtalkradio.com/research made simple blog. You can read all the information of how we take the pain out of doing research. Think of us as your research assistants, and then sign up for a 15-minute free consult with us, and we'll help you define what you need with your research and give you a hand in case you want to save time. Thank you very much. Oh, and before we go away, please, if you want to hear the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and the truth 24/7, go over to passionatworldtalkradio.com/donation, and you'll be glad you did. Thank you very much and have an awesome day.